各位朋友、各位居民，大家早上好！很高兴和大家在一起出席这个得以紧急应对的演习的一个活动。大家刚才看到的演习非常逼真，模拟了恐怖袭击。当然，我们希望这样的事情不会在新加坡发生，但是我们没有办法说这样的事情绝对不会在新加坡发生，因为我们生活在一个动荡的世界里，恐怖事件频频发生，世界上有，区域有。昨天在巴黎奥利飞机场就有一个事件了，我们邻国马来西亚、印尼往往都有这样的事件，并且也有一些恐怖分子希望用我们的邻国作为基地来攻击新加坡，所以我们必须认真的处理，绝对不可以掉以轻心。我们的活动这个紧急应变日 （Emergency Preparedness Day） 是比较大型的活动，不只是今天，而是整个星期都有活动。短片上大家都看到了活动的一些细节，所以我们要了解这个事情，心里要有所准备，同时我们也要知道，万一事情发生，我们自己可以怎么样应对，自己要怎么做。具体来说，个人可以做什么，因为这个是国家的事情，但是这个也是每一个新加坡人所必须了解、必须会应对的一个处境。所以，如果你问我，一个新加坡普通的公民可以做什么，我说，简单的，我们只要求大家做3点。第一点，就是用不同的渠道来掌握消息，了解我们周围有什么事情发生，所以万一有事情发生，大家会马上知道，也不会吃惊。这个不会很难，手机消息灵通非常快，样样事情马上都可以知道了。同时，我们 Home Team 还有一个全国保家安民计划的应用程序 SG Secure App。如果下载之后，可以用这个应用程序得到最新的讯息，同时也可以用这个应用程序报告大家所看到的事件，让有关方面去处理它。所以这个是第一件事情，保持消息灵通，知道周围发生什么事情。第二呢，就是参加我们组织的各种紧急应变活动，学习有用的技能。比如刚才大家在影片上看到了，可以用大家可以学如何操作自动心脏除颤器 AED， 就是一个人突然间倒下来了，心脏停了，你必须怎么样去救活他？马上做 CPR 是一个方法，但是 CPR 有限，如果有这个 AED 加上去了，我看这个人把他救活的机会会比较高。我们政府下了相当一笔投资，我们民防部队计划在每2座政府主屋之间，在电梯门口安装一套 AED， 所以每2座主屋电梯口就有1架 AED。万一家里有人倒下来，或者邻里有人发生事情，或者真的有恐怖事件，某个人因为突然间吓坏了，或者重伤了，心脏停了，你可以用这个 AED 救活他。不难学，很简单。其实你参加我们的活动，45分钟我们就教会你了。可是希望大家注意一下，大家邻里到底哪一个电梯门口有 AED？ 到时有事情了，不必到处去找，马上知道在什么地方了。德一区我们已经有55座 装好了，55架 AED 装好了，所以我们是先行者，但是我们逐渐会把这个计划推开到每一个选区、全岛，在2019年，就是2年之内，我们希望完成这个计划。所以这个是第二个事情，学会有用的技能。第三呢，比较抽象一点，但是很重要，那就是要秉持着爱护国家、爱护社会的精神。我们每个人都是新加坡公民，但是其实我们大家加起来，才是一个新加坡国家，一个新加坡的社会。我们必须和不同种族的同胞、不同宗教的朋友交流、互动，互相照应、互相认识。因为恐怖分子的目标不只是打伤几个人，他们的目标是要拆除我们的社会凝聚力，要伤害我们的社会的团结的精神。所以我们不能够让他这么做，我们必须团结一致应对这个危机。而这个也不是不只是国家级的事情，这个是每一个人必须在个人生活中实现体现的一个理想。远亲不如近邻，大家必须跟邻居交流，了解邻居是谁，需要有什么需求，有什么情况，同时了解工作上的同事，了解学校里的同学，大家互相帮助、互相扶持，我们可以应对这个危机。所以这样我们可以齐心协力地维护大家的安全，保护我们和家人的家园。现在让我讲几句英语。Good morning, everybody, and very happy to be here for this Emergency Preparedness Day to share with you this experience and to work on this problem together. The grassroots leaders and our volunteers have been working very hard with the PA and the home team, not just today, but for the whole week, to participate in this exercise in Ang Mo Kio GRC and Sengkang West SMC. We do this EP day every year, and we take it very seriously because the terrorism threat is a serious one. We see it around us. Last year in KL, Puchong, somebody threw a hand grenade into a nightclub. In Indonesia, every now and again, you find terrorist attacks, even in the streets of Jakarta. And just yesterday in Paris at Orly Airport, somebody tried to grab a rifle from a soldier on patrol, and he had to be shot dead. And they don't know for sure, but they suspect that there was a terrorist motive. Luckily, we've not had an attack in Singapore, but we know that the terrorists have thought about Singapore and are targeting Singapore. So, for example, there was this group in Batam. It was called Katiba Gonggong Rebus. Katiba means unit, Gonggong is a little shell which you can eat, and this they call their battalion the cooked seashell battalion. But it's not just a Gonggong. This is a serious group who are planning to attack Singapore, Marina Bay Sands. They wanted to use rockets. And they are being tried in Batam right now. Gige was the leader, and they have accomplices. Some of them have been arrested. We are not sure. Maybe there are others who are still running around. ISIS is fighting in the Middle East. It's losing ground. Their forces are closing in, hitting them. And we see there's progress. For example, there's one Indonesian terrorist, Barum Shah, who's just been killed recently in Syria. It was in the newspapers. And he was an Indonesian terrorist who commanded the battalion of Southeast Asian terrorists under ISIS in Syria. Barum Shah, he was a commander. He not only fought in Syria, but he was also directing operations in Indonesia and Southeast Asia and instructing people to conduct attacks, to carry out attacks, giving them resources, money. On WhatsApp, on Telegram, on Facebook, you can communicate even from Syria back home to these countries. He's killed, but the problem is not over. Because if ISIS is squeezed in the Middle East, the terrorists, some will be killed, others will run. Where do they run to? They run back to their home countries. And their home countries from Southeast Asia, there may be 1,000 approximately who went there to fight. So even if 20% of them come back, I think we have a problem. And they are thinking of coming back because they're setting up a base in the southern Philippines. ISIS is making it a province of ISIS. They call it a wilayat. And they've appointed an emir whose name is Hapilon, who is a leader of the Abu Sayyaf group. And that means that the terrorists will go back there from Syria, from Iraq, and there will be people from this region who will want to go to southern Philippines. They can't go to Syria, they go to southern Philippines. It's just as bad a problem for us in Singapore, and will become a focus of the terrorist threat. And that's why we are worried, and we have SG Secure to protect ourselves. Not just every day is an EP day, but actually in Singapore, every day. Not just today is an EP day, but in Singapore, every day has to be an EP day. We have to understand the threat, prepare for it, and learn practical things that we can do. And I suggest you 3 things. 1, keep up to date with the news. Know what's happening around us, so that if something does take place in Singapore, you know straight away. You can follow the news, you can follow CNA, you can follow Straits Times or Taobao or Berita Harian, but you can also use the SG Secure app. If you download it, if anything happens, it will keep you informed. Secondly, learn to use skills which you can find, which will be useful if there's an incident. Learn to use an AED. We've installed AEDs all over Teck Ghee. Every 2 blocks has one at the lift lobby. Go and see where they are. Learn how to use it. If you take part in our EP Day activities, we will show you how to do it. And in case somebody collapses, you know how to respond, where to get it, what to do with it. It's not very hard, but you need to make the effort to learn. And it can save your neighbor's life, it can save your friend's life, your family member's life, or if it may be your own life. In case something happens to you, somebody will know how to do this and rescue you. Secondly, you can also learn to volunteer to give psychological first aid. Because after an attack, after something happens like what you saw just now at the hawker center on the other side, people will be nervous, will be anxious, will be stressed. And you need to be able to help them, reassure them, calm them down, help to bring them back to become normal again. So, and give them emotional and psychological support. So we've set up HEART teams. HEART, that means your own heart. What does it mean? Human Emergency Assistance and Response Team. HEART. Human Emergency Assistance and Response Team. And we train them. They include psychologists and counselors, professionals, but they also include grassroots leaders and volunteers. And we have been training them. In fact, this week we trained 16 people from Teck Ghee in being a volunteer to recognize signs of stress, see how to reach out to the person, to give him some reassurance, some support, to be able to bring him to help if he needs more professional psychological help. So these are things you can actually do individually as a person. Thirdly, we need to stay united and to stay close to one another. Because the terrorist objective is to divide us, to break our society, to split us up. And if we have friends who are different races and religions, if we stay close together and we work with one another, then we can prevent them from doing that. And every little thing counts. Maybe holding the lift door open, waiting for your friend, looking out for your neighbor when he's away, offering snacks or food, celebrating festivals together. The stronger our kampong spirit, the less able the terrorists will be to break us. So these are practical things we have to do it together. Tell your friends about it, and let's work together to keep us safe and secure in Singapore. That's what we mean when we say SG Secure. Thank you very much.